Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, The Magical Maven. Today I am doing a timeless love reading for the sign of Scorpio. So it is for singles and or it's complicated. So with these videos so far for the other signs, a lot of its complicated situations are coming out. But however, I am trying to gear it towards single and or it's complicated now that I've kind of realized that a lot of the it's complicated has been coming out. So just take what resonates. Again, this is a timeless reading, so if you watch it now when it's posted, which is, mid-end of August 2019, and this will go to about mid-September 2019. However, again, if you're watching this at a later date, you were just meant to watch it at that time. And then also, when people ask your sign, that's just your sun sign. So I'm also encouraging everyone to watch their sun, their moon, their Venus and rising, because there might be another pile, based on something else you have in your chart that you might resonate more with. Or if you, take all four together, and yeah, some of you might have the same sign, for example, your sun and moon could very well be in the same sign. So, one less, video for you, but it could kind of give you a broader and a bigger picture for you, because these are general collective readings. So just to kind of give you an idea, maybe to check those out as well. So we're going to get into the romance angels to kind of see your themes for love for the next month or so. So, present, going into the next couple weeks, next month, depending on, whatever time you're watching this. So for my Scorpios, singles, it's complicated. Where are you all at? Oh wow, very soon. So yeah, I'm getting some of you are really ready, for someone to come in. Oh. And it's like, that's maybe what you've been manifesting, and they're coming towards you. So tell me more about this very soon. Oh, that one just fell on the floor, but we're gonna take it. Love yourself first. So it says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So for those of you who've, been really, wanting to manifest a new connection, someone in, maybe you've been lusty or thirsty, as they say nowadays. And some of it too, maybe it's not, just about that, but we all know Scorpios have that side of them. Yeah, you're just kind of, ready for that. But you do always have to remember that, to love yourself first. Our relationship that we have to focus on foremost is the one with ourselves and having love within. Because, if you're not happy within yourself, you're not going to be happy with someone else. So just make sure, you're at the place that regardless of whether you have someone or not, whether someone's coming in or not, or, it's like you are feeling good about you within and giving yourself that love. Chemistry. So yeah, definitely it's showing that this magnetic connection with someone. So very soon. So for some of you, you may already know this person, and it's like, you're ready to get things going, and you do have a chemistry with them, and that's, you just have to be patient, because it is going to happen soon. But it's like, again, it's going back to you making sure that you're happy within, and you're not focused primarily on another person. And then some of you, this is someone that's going to come in within the next month. Okay. So the separation came out. So again, what I said, that some of you maybe already know this person. So if you have been separated from someone that you did have a strong connection with, and for some of you, it could have been like, maybe there's a couple people that stand out to you, but it is showing that, someone could be coming back very soon. But just make sure if they come back, you do love yourself first, and you just don't give it all away. And I'm not saying that in a sexual way, however it could be that, but I'm like getting that all encompassing, that if they come back, are they worthy of coming back in your life? Regardless if you have a spark with them or not. But if they're not going to treat you what you deserve, or how you deserve, or, and what you're worth, they don't recognize it, and there's no, respect, trust, communication, you have to question whether you're going to allow this person in your life. So that's maybe with a lesson too. You might be happy because you're like, oh, this person's coming back, but are they coming back for the right reasons? And have they earned a spot in your life is what I'm getting. Okay. Romantic feelings. So I'm getting that, yeah, there is, again, like for some of you, there might have been a few people you had this with, but there might be one person that stands out that you know, had romantic feelings for. And it's not to deny your feelings, but again, it's like if they're not going to treat you how you deserve, again, your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So if, you know, if they end up not working out, they're just clearing the pathway for someone else that's better for you, right? And I'm not saying that for some of you that this person can't be the right person, but I'm getting for some of you it might not be, but that's only for you to decide. Because trust just fell out. So you have to trust that for your greater good, one way or things, you know, maybe, you know, there's something that you have to clear with this person and they're meant to be cleared out of your life and you can move on, or maybe things will work out with them, but you have to, like, you know, stand your ground and again, love yourself first and make sure, okay, because we're getting unrequited love, heart-to-heart conversations, stay optimistic about your love life. So if they do come back, you do need to be like open with them and honest with them and have that heart-to-heart. I know, like, not to, you know, stereotype, but like Scorpios are known for being, you know, private in a sense and secretive, and you're not wanting to show how you really feel, your intensity, you know. So if you're holding back, and it's not to say to, you know, lay it all on the line, but you do need to, and it's not to say you're not honest, I'm just saying that you might not want to reveal the depth of your feelings. But it's like you have to be open to have that heart-to-heart conversation to let them know what you deserve, you know, what, you know, put your boundaries in place and be optimistic. Like, you know, it's like you don't go into it thinking that, you know, they're not going to care, or they're not going to like own up, or they're, you know, because it might not be that they don't have feelings for you, but maybe their own wounding, or, you know, there's like all different situations of like why it could not be working, right? You know, because yeah, for some of you it could be a wound, and maybe that's why, you know, you might have been even mutually drawn to each other, because we do attract people to help us, you know, heal and grow, you know, karmic connections, if you will. And they're not necessarily someone that we're meant to be with and for the long haul, but they are there to help us grow and learn. So whether this person is an unrequited love in your mind, you know, meaning that, you know, it's not going to actually work out, just go into it being positive, because again, I said, if this person, you know, either they're going to get their shit together, you're going to tell them how you feel and what you expect and what you deserve, and you're going to stand your ground, loving yourself and setting those boundaries, and they're going to be like, you know, yeah, I'm going to get it together, you know, because they recognize that they don't want to lose you and that they do have feelings for you, and then they are going to get it together. And it might not, you know, happen all at once. It might not be fast moving, but it might be like a stepping stone. However, for some of you, this person, yeah, might go away, but, you know, and I normally wouldn't say this, but I'm getting like, to hell with you, or to hell with them, you know, in a sense. And I'm not saying to hell with you, I'm meaning that you telling them, in a sense. So, because again, there could be someone better out there, and then this person was, you know, like, once you clear them out of the way, because if you're holding on to someone, if you're attached to someone, if you have feelings for someone, obviously that's going to be hard to move on, right? So maybe whatever's going to happen with them, if you kind of like have that closure, if you will, you can then move on and meet someone else who you could have the same chemistry with, but you could actually trust them. So take what resonates and go by what you feel. And one more card. Deception. Okay. So I'm getting more, this is like you not wanting to show how you feel with the mask. So it's not about like you purposely being deceptive. It's just like you might not want to let them in or show that they got to you. Yeah, and I'm just hearing you got to me, but you don't want them to know that. Okay, so the Lover's Oracle, 1 or 2 cards about your situation, Scorpio. Okay, now just one more. Well, I think maybe just this card. Okay, so imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. So with this, stay optimistic about your love life. Yeah, it's like, let go of like fearing for the worst and just trusting that if this person comes back, or, you know, if this is a new person and you have like this on and off again, but you have this chemistry with them and you're like, you know, not wanting to let it go, you know, let go of the negativity and like, and just kind of, yeah, like, again, like this new opportunity and possibility, there could be someone even better for you. And, you know, it's just maybe you don't know them right now. So and you have feelings for this other person. Again, I'm getting that they got to you. Okay, I'm getting helpful people and no exclamation point, sorry. Okay, what is this about? Okay, this is about you telling me no, like, because some of you maybe don't want to hear this, obviously. Like, if there's this person that you're into and you're not wanting to hear that it's not them, you know, it's like you're telling me no. And I don't mean to laugh, but it's like, I understand, like, it can be disheartening to hear, you know, when you know, something comes up in a reading that you don't want to hear, but I feel it's always better to be honest and tell the truth than to, you know, I will never say what someone wants to hear for the sake, you know, I will say what is coming up and what needs to be said, because that's going to help you. And, you know, whether you like me saying it or not, and I'm just being helpful, right? So, and there might be other people in your life too that I think like might just, I'm getting like this image of like someone just shaking their head and rolling their eyes at you, like, you know, like, and it's like a friend or someone in your life, and, you know, they try to help you and you maybe don't listen to them, and they're like, oh, you know, here she at it again, you know, like. And for some of you, I'm getting, not everybody, this could be very limited, but some of you, like, I'm getting like that person could see you as having this crazy lifestyle. Maybe you don't, but maybe it's like, maybe you're someone that, like, you know, dates a lot or something, and it's like you're always in these situations and they just see it as like, oh, that's so and so again, you know, and it's not, and but it like does, and it's something maybe you even laugh about or joke about, so it does have it's not them like, you know, it's all in fun, you know, in a sense. So, you know, they do, you are friends, you know, you are close, you know, they try to help you, but when it, like, they know it doesn't get through, you guys, you know, do laugh about it, you know, it's like this, but it's not at your expense. It's like you're, you know, they're laughing with you, not at you. Does that make sense? So for some of you might have like a friend like this, or you might have a group of friends like this, but and maybe because this other person isn't in these situations, so it's like, I'm gonna keep shuffling. I'm not getting that those are the right. So yeah, they might be someone who's been in a relationship for a while or settled down, or they might be someone who doesn't really date much. So then they see you and like having these adventures, you know, in a sense. You know, your dating adventures. And again, that's not for everybody, just. Okay, so we have air, breathing deep, entering into life, exchange of life-bringing energies. Imrama, Wonder Voyage, crossing deep waters, pilgrimage, journey of the soul. So again, like with Scorpios, you have this depth, this intensity. And with this air, you know, when you think of the air element versus the water element, you know, Scorpios, you're a water. You know, you're sensitive, you're emotional, you just might not show it because it's like all, you know, deep down. With air signs sometimes like to keep it more, you know, light. They're, you know, a thinking sign, a communicative sign. They're not the easiest to get close to romantically in a sense. So that, you know, air and water are very different energies. So maybe the person you're dealing with, you have, you know, maybe they're an air sign, you know, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or maybe they have more of that air energy about them. So you might want to look in their chart again, you know, with what I said, Sun, Moon, Venus, rising, even their Mars placement. And yeah, and it's just maybe like you two are very opposing is what I'm getting, or different. And it's not a bad thing. It's just maybe you don't understand each other because, you know, you're totally different. And, you know, like I said, like maybe looking at your signs, but it doesn't just have to be about your signs. It could be about the energies. And getting, yeah, like a mishmash. And maybe that's why you like them, because they're very different. You know, it's like, I'm getting like they're the unknown, they're a challenge. And some people don't like that, but maybe for you, it's like, and not to sound sexual again, but it's like about, it's what gets you off. And I'm not saying that in a sexual way. I'm just saying that you like maybe thrive on that. You know, you like that unknown, that like uncertainty in a sense. Even if you don't like it, you kind of do. Does that make sense? Okay. And then with the Black Moon Astrology cards, to kind of see maybe what sign they are, what element they are, or just kind of about the energies. So if we don't get a sign card, it'll just talk about the energies. Okay. Black Moon Lilith, mystery. What did I say about like the unknown? And you like it? Yeah, definitely. They could be like, have some mystery to them, or, you know, it's like there's something about them you're like, you can't figure out maybe. And Chiron or Chiron, however you say the asteroid, and it's about healing. So this is the wounded healer, okay? So this person might be healing to some kind of wound that you need to heal from. And it's interesting because I just heard for some of you it could be like a mother wound, and I was looking at the female in this card. So for some of you, you could have, you know, issues with your mom, whether, you know, you're a male or female, because the moon ultimately is a feminine, right? You know, but this is the Black Moon. This is Black Moon Lilith. So for you, yeah, there's some maybe aspect there. And I'm getting something about you taking delight in, and again, it could be about this like unknown factor, but maybe at a core level, it's about triggering some kind of wound or some healing. Something is needed, but you're not seeing it yet. And I'm getting about being reflective, you know, going within if you want clarification on that, if that's kind of resonating for you, whether it resonates or on even on a soul level, if you're like, I really don't know what that means, but it speaks to me in some way, shape, or form. Okay, heartache and loss. So who broke your heart? And for some of you, it could have been this mother figure or this mom or this parent. And I'm getting about this disheartening. So maybe even if it's like, I don't know, maybe, yeah, a mom or a mom figure, someone maybe had like disheartened you at an early age even. Yeah, and maybe it was from like their own life. And also it's not just limited to that. You know, some of you, you know, could have had this heartbreak and loss in the past. And maybe that's why, you know, you do try to like date around and have these romantic adventures if that did apply to you. But deep down, it's like, you know, maybe you're still hurt over the loss of someone. And intuition, the High Priestess. So I think you already know, you're already aware of what this would be from. Again, it could be just on a deep soul level. It could speak to you, but you're like, you'd have to think about it further, reflect on it. Financial and material changes. And I'm getting something about closed doors. Okay, what is that about? Okay, so your solar plexus chakra. So could your solar plexus chakra be blocked? You know, this does with our confidence, our personal power, our will, you know, our joy. So for you, like, do you feel blocked? So if you don't know about the solar plexus chakra already, you might want to look into it. Oh, wow. And then you have the crown chakra. So that deals with spirituality, our higher self. It's at the top of the head. So yeah, those two chakras might need some work. And some of you could, like, maybe your solar plexus chakra isn't blocked. For some of you, it might be like, maybe your solar plexus chakra isn't blocked. For some of you, it might be, I'm getting like getting about the ego. And if you're living from the ego, you won't be able to listen to your spirit. And it's not to say to completely disregard your ego, but it's like, if you're living from a place of ego, then you can't connect to your spirit self or your higher self. Okay. So this person, if this person is brand new, patience and planning. So yeah, it'll take patience maybe to deal with them, because if they are someone that if they are new and they might come and go, it's like, you'll hear from them very soon, and then you might not, there might be a pause, and you're like, okay, what's happening now? And it's like, you're being patient, and you're like, and I'm getting something about maybe trying to woo them, and it might not be like in a wooing sense of you're outwardly showing it, but it's like you have that, you're like, how can I get to them? It's like in a subtle way. Okay, so for those of you who've known this person and you're like in a period of separation now, okay, so for some of you, you could be running into them. Like maybe, you know them from friends, or, in a social setting, like they run in the same crowd, or there's something where you might have a chance to run into them. And that's why it's very soon. Not because they'll reach out, but because you will see them. And the shadow, the moon. So it's maybe about your shadow. I'm getting your shadow self coming out. Like you might want to like get into some of your darker energies, because each sign has, positive attributes and darker attributes. We all have a shadow self. And so I'm not saying it's just for Scorpio. Scorpio, sometimes, people have that sense of like they have, Scorpios have those darker traits. But any sign has, positive and negative traits. It's really based on the person and what you embody, but we all have a shadow self that we need to integrate, that we, need to acknowledge. And it's not to stay in that place, but it's to acknowledge and realize, okay, this is a part of me, and like, how do I deal with this? How do I transmute in this light? How can I be aware and make sure I'm not being ruled, by my shadow self? So if you kind of, okay, so one thing I'm getting is like, you could maybe be jealous. You might maybe even see this person out with someone else. Again, it's not for everybody, but if you do see them in a social setting, or if you see them talking to others, it's like inside you might be cringing, and you're like, and I'm just getting, this image of like a facial expression, but it's like you're holding it in because you don't want it to be seen. Okay. So, is there a chance with this person that you have chemistry with? Emotional withdrawal. Okay, so right now I was getting like, right now you just need a time out for reflection. So I think right now it's not giving a clear answer because you're really not meant to know. And again, it's a collective reading, so this is going to differ. For some of you, like I said, some of this with this person might work out. Some of you, however, I don't think it will, but it's because someone better will come in. But either way, like you have to, take that time out and kind of just be with yourself. And again, remember, love yourself first. So don't be so worried about whether things will or will not happen. I mean, again, you got very soon as the first card that came up. So I think things are going to happen pretty quickly. And again, it could be something, like you might hear from them or might see them and it might not take off if, but again, that's where if you are able to have that heart-to-heart conversation with them, and I'm getting laid on the law, but, not to make it that fierce and tough, but, just to kind of state your boundaries and how you feel and what it is you're wanting, and seeing where they're at. And if, and if they're not where you're at, not settling for less. And I just heard exactly. So I don't know if some of you are agreeing with me through the screen. Partnerships and alliances. I don't know why I'm hearing there's more power in numbers. So I don't know if it's like, if you're with these, like for some of you who are out with friends, and you see like this other person, I'm getting it's like this group of you, and like I normally don't say this word, but like posse, like you have like your friends and you're all like standing tall and you're all like just like eyeing the competition. And again, it's like it could be for very select. It's funny what's coming through. So deception and envy. So again, the deception card came out before, and it's interesting because I've mentioned this in my readings. There's a lot of similar cards that are coming out for, you know, like for all the signs. A lot of similar cards are coming out. It's like collective things that are coming up that are needing to be dealt with and for clearing. And again, like I said, you know, look at your sun, moon, Venus rising. You know, you'll probably, if you watch my other videos based on your other sign placements, you know, you're probably going to hear these same things because you're like, it's what's coming up. I'm shuffling on camera. You know, I'm not making it up. This is what's coming through. And the messages might be a little different each time, but some of the cards in the, you know, like the deception, like for Libra, both these cards came out last time and I shuffled them each time. So again, like I feel like this is more your mask. You're not wanting to portray yourself as weak or that you care because you don't know how they feel. You don't know if they're going to care. So you're trying to put on this poker face, and then you have your third eye chakra. So actually, you know, it's like you have 3 out of 7 chakra cards that came out on the table of all, like this whole deck. So your chakras do need some paying attention to between the solar plexus, the third eye, and the crown. So we're going to do one last message for what do Scorpios need to know. Fertility. So this is the card of the Empress. So this is more associated with like the divine feminine energy. However, we all have a divine, a masculine side, and we all have a feminine side. So it's not about being, you know, we all resonate more with one energy, but we need to have a balance within. So you might be more in your feminine energy, which makes sense. Scorpio is a water sign, and water signs are feminine in nature, just like earth signs are, where, you know, the air and the fire are the masculine. And maybe that's, you know, what I said earlier about this person's like the air. So whether you're male or female and they're male or female, it doesn't matter. They might be more of that masculine energy and you might be more of the feminine energy. But with this feminine energy, you know, I'm getting, you know, drawn to you're embodying your light, you know, like becoming whole within, being happy with yourself, you know, being happy where you are in life. And if you're not there now, working towards that, because then you're going to attract your true partner. You know, the Empress has the Emperor, right? And so again, whether, you know, you're male or female watching this, you know, you will attract the right person for you once, you know, you embody your own power and light and you're happy within. And I'm getting something about, yeah, you're unmatchable. So if this person isn't willing to step up to the plate and not give you what you deserve, then are they really worth your time? So, and I'm not saying if you have feelings for them, see it through, have that heart-to-heart conversation with them because you don't want regrets, but they could just be a stepping stone for you to move on, you know, or you need that closure to move on so you can, you know, meet someone else. And again, like, give this person the chance to see if they'll do that, because you never know. For some of you, you could be with this person down the line. So I hope that resonated and made sense. If it did, and if you liked it, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I have other videos out there as well, so feel free to check ones out that you feel called to. And thank you all for watching. Bye.